I thank you for this question. It's one that so many Christians, including myself, have really had to wrestle through and look at what Scripture says and study the cultural context. And in my own studies, a few things I've come across that have helped me to understand this better are that the slavery that took place back then was more like an indentured servitude. It was different than the modern race-based slavery that we had in the American South. Another thing to note was that sometimes God was descriptive, not prescriptive, meaning he wasn't necessarily endorsing it. He was regulating it, though. He was saying, you're participating in this, but you're not going to be like the surrounding nations. You're going to be different. You're going to treat your slaves or your servants with fairness and kindness, and you're not going to send them away empty-handed. You are going to treat them different. You are going to be a people that are holy and set apart. And I think it's important to, when we look at this in the New Testament, for example, when the Pharisees are trying to catch Jesus when he's talking about marriage and divorce, they're like, asking him about divorce, and well, Moses permitted it, and Jesus responds and says, Moses permitted this because of your own hardness of heart. It was a concession. And so I think that same thing applies. I think if it were up to God, like, there would be no divorce, there would be no injustice, there would be no slavery, there would be none of these things. But because of the hardness of hearts, God made concessions and permitted certain things because of the hardness of the hearts of people. And as we look ahead to Jesus and we look ahead to the freedom that we have in him through the power of the gospel, people were upset that Jesus didn't come to fight the Roman Empire and stick it to the man and completely disrupt and change the society and the economic systems of the time. Some of the zealots really wanted him to do that, but what did he do? He focused on transforming the hearts and minds of those who believe, trading their hearts of stone, giving them a heart of flesh, one person at a time. And so while it is so hard to look at these injustices in the world and slavery that still exists today in the forms of forced labor, in the forms of sexual trafficking and slavery, there is injustice all over the world. And so God, he is bringing in his kingdom one person, one heart at a time. He changes us, and then we go out and help change the world. And I thank God for the Christians throughout history who have stood up to these injustices and played a part in ending the slavery and the systems that we had that were oppressing people. And I love that line from that Christmas song, in his name, all oppression, from O Holy Night, all oppression shall cease. So eventually God is coming, and he's going to bring in his kingdom once and for all. And there will be an end to the injustice and the oppression that we see in the world. And for now, we just look forward to that day with hope and with faith, and trust that God's plan for the restoration of all things is going off without a hitch. And so we can trust him, and we can thank him for his goodness, for his mercy, for his compassion throughout this journey. And we can do our part to help put an end to the injustice that we see in the world. God bless.